of the tournament. Let's cross over to talk to Natasha Henry, who is a sports journalist and broadcaster. Natasha, thank you so much for speaking to us here on BBC World News. When it comes to all of this, let's just get your initial reaction to the racism that we saw against these three very young black players who missed those penalties in the final.
I mean, the players we're talking about are 19, 21 and 23. And it makes me really sad to say I wasn't surprised at all by the reaction to what happened in the final. I'll be honest with you, throughout the tournament, I've been concerned that if a black player makes a mistake, gives away a penalty, a free kick or misses a goal, that this is the kind of vitriol they're going to face.
So now Tyrone Mings has spoken out. He was critical of the British Home Secretary of Priti Patel when she described taking the knee as gesture politics. I just wonder if you could put this into perspective for us and what you make of how this has escalated and what needs to happen.
For me personally, he wasn't critical of her. He responded to comments that she made recently in the past few days and previously. If I say something and then I contradict it a few months later, people are within their right, if I'm in the public eye, to remind me of the comments I've made. And he was just saying the comments she made before the tournament, calling it gesture politics, inverted commas, she encouraged people or made them feel more confident in expressing this kind of abuse towards those who are only calling for equality and enabling their free speech.
Now, I wonder, because, of course, at the beginning of this tournament, we also had the Prime Minister who was refusing to condemn fans who had booed players who took the knee. I just wonder how that reflects back on our political leadership and what that means in terms of what the rest of the country, how the rest of the country reacts to this.
I mean, there's a famous quote, to paraphrase, you judge a nation or a country by how they treat their minorities and their sick and those that need help. And I think this is a very good example of it. When your Prime Minister is making certain comments and calling people of certain race or religion a certain name, which is very stereotypical and degrading, then it is no surprise that the people in that country feel that they are well within their rights to abuse others in the same way that their Prime Minister is also doing.
And Natasha, I wonder if we could just go back to Ms Patel. We've had a government minister, Stephen Barclay, describe how she herself has been the victim of racism. And I wonder if you could just help us to understand in terms of what this means when it comes to the country as a whole. You talk about how it reflects upon the diversity, the minorities of this country. I just wonder, when it comes to leadership, what we need to see.
I don't condone any racism, regardless of whether I agree with what Priti Patel has said. I don't condone anyone being abusive towards her. But what people have to remember is their words are powerful. I work in the media and my words are powerful. What I say, people read, they may believe. They may take their opinions from me. The same with the government, the same with the people that lead this nation. And if you are saying certain things, you are giving the ignorant, the angry minority, the belief that their views are acceptable. It's not. We all have a right to be treated the same way, and we need to be bringing inclusivity to this nation and not trying to split us all up.
Natasha Henry, sports journalist, broadcaster, thanks so much for your time. Thank you for sharing your thoughts.